The one who longs to be loved the most is often the loneliest. Have you ever felt that the moment that person turns away, you instantly fall into a bottomless void, as if the entire world collapses because of a single indifferent glance? Carl Jung, the great psychoanalyst, called it the call of the lover archetype, a deep-rooted prototype in our subconscious, yearning for connection, craving to be loved, yet at the same time utterly terrified of rejection. That's why we can love to the point of losing ourselves. And when love falls apart, the pain isn't just about losing someone. It's about losing a part of our inner identity. Linda, 28, shared that she once believed, "He's the only one who understands me." Every day, she lived by her boyfriend's emotions, happy when he smiled, anxious when he grew distant. Gradually, she withdrew from her friends, abandoned her hobbies, and devoted all her energy to that relationship. Then came an argument. He left, and Linda fell apart. She cried until she was exhausted, spent sleepless nights, even panicked when she didn't receive a message from him. Jung once said, "A weak ego always seeks completion in another, and the lover, if not awakened, will slowly lose their identity, mistaking love for existence." ChatGPT Janoi, if you've ever feared losing someone, so much that you ended up losing yourself, if every heartbreak doesn't just hurt, but leaves you feeling lost, unsure of who you are, then this video, and this entire series, was made for you. Together we'll explore the lover archetype in Jungian psychology, but not to stop you from loving, rather to help you love in a healthy way, starting with loving yourself. Hit subscribe so you won't miss any recovery strategies or insights from Jungian armor. Let's take a hard look at the 3 core wounds often carried by those with the lover archetype. The pressure to be validated. You constantly feel the need for someone's approval to feel secure. Even an unanswered text can make you question your self-worth. The fear of loneliness, not just being alone, but the deep belief that you're not worthy of someone staying. A single night without anyone calling your name could feel like a bottomless pit. Losing yourself. In the effort to please your partner, you begin to forget what once made you feel alive, your passions, your boundaries, even your own dreams. An illustration appears, a repeating cycle from seeking validation, dependency, anxiety, feeling lost, back to seeking validation. We don't get stuck because we love. We get stuck because we believe that love means sacrificing our entire sense of self. You were once rejected, a cold message, a breakup over the phone. And in that moment, you didn't just lose a relationship. You lost your sense of worthiness. That fear of it happening again led you into the next relationship begging for love instead of building it together. Then you remember how they once held your hand, how they called you someone special. The sweet memories return like a film reel, but it's those very memories that pull you back into the same cycle, where you hope, you shrink, and you get left behind again. Yet there's a part of you that still believes there must be a way to feel whole without needing anyone else. And that's not a naive hope, it's an invitation from the lover archetype itself, reminding you that deep emotions don't have to rely on someone else. They can begin from within. In Jungian psychology, the lover archetype isn't just someone infatuated with romance. It represents vitality, the ability to appreciate beauty, and an endless flow of emotion. But when shadow takes over, this archetype turns us into someone dependent. We start confusing feelings with self-worth, mistaking another's affection for our own value. Love stops being a connection and becomes a lifeline for a fractured ego. According to research from PositivePsychology.com, people who practice self-love journaling tend to have higher self-esteem and more positive emotions. They learn to redefine themselves, not through someone else's gaze, but through a compassionate lens from within. Love, then, doesn't begin with, "I need someone." It begins with, "I am already enough." In Carl Jung's psychology, the lover archetype isn't merely a symbol of romantic obsession. It's one of the most powerful archetypes, representing inner vitality, the capacity to immerse oneself in beauty, in art, and in deeply emotional experiences. The lover is someone who lives through the heart, through sensation, through resonance. When this archetype is awakened in a healthy way, life feels rich with color, meaning, and beauty. Every touch, every glance has the power to move you. But Jung also warned, every archetype has a shadow. When the lover is overshadowed by the fear of rejection, it can lead to overdependence on others' affection to define self-worth. You begin to believe, I only matter if someone loves me, and in that moment, you start to lose your identity. You sacrifice personal boundaries to hold on to love, enduring silence, indifference, even pain, not because you're strong, but because the fear of being alone is greater than the pain itself. When love becomes the last life raft for a fractured ego, whether the relationship continues or not, you are no longer yourself. According to research from PositivePsychology.com, practicing self-love journaling has shown significant effects in boosting self-esteem, positive emotions, and self-awareness. When you take the time to listen to yourself, writing down what makes you lovable and worthy, you begin to rebuild the foundation of your inner wholeness. Those pages become a space where you affirm your worth with the language of compassion, not judgment. Love doesn't begin with, I need someone to feel worthy. Love begins with, I am already whole, and my love is a gift, not a plea. Now take a moment, just for yourself. Open a blank page, or any note-taking app, and try writing down 3 things that make you feel lovable and worthy, without needing anyone else's approval. Not things you do to impress others, but the little things that warm your heart when you think of yourself. Maybe it's how you always listen deeply, how you cry when a movie touches your soul, or maybe just the sound of your laugh, innocent and genuine. Now ask yourself, if I love myself the way I love a dear friend, what would I say to myself every day? What about me once made me feel proud that I've recently forgotten? Share one thing you've rediscovered about yourself in the comments. You never know, it might just resonate with someone else who's quietly doubting their own worth. There's an important truth no one ever taught you. Loving yourself is not selfish. It's the bravest act of saying you no longer need someone else to save you. When you build a healthy relationship with yourself, you begin to realize, I don't have to do everything just to be kept. You slowly shift from the mindset of, please love me, to, I offer love freely, and I'm whole even on my own. Take a moment to ask yourself, if I stopped trying to please everyone, would I live differently? Do I dare to hold on to my passions, my boundaries, and my true voice, even when others don't agree? Carl Jung called this individuation, the process of becoming your true integrated self. And the lover, once healed, no longer searches for someone to complete them, but becomes a rich, radiant source of life from within. And when you truly love yourself, there's no need to chase. The right person will recognize that light and come, not to save you, but to walk beside you. You once thought you were weak because you felt too deeply, but the truth is, it's that very depth of feeling that makes you beautiful. You once feared being abandoned, but what's even more frightening is abandoning yourself just to hold on to an unhealthy relationship. And one day, you'll reach a point where you no longer beg for someone to love you, because you've learned to say, I love myself, and I deserve to be loved, even if no one is here to say it out loud. Final scene. Sunlight pours over an open journal. A handwritten line reads, I am not incomplete, I am in becoming. Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. ChatGPT Gen Noi. If you've made it this far, know this. You are not alone. Every step you take, no matter how shaky, no matter how slow, to come back to yourself is a journey worth honoring, and if you're ready to live fully without waiting for anyone's approval. The Love Yourself First playlist is waiting for you right on the screen. Pick any video that speaks to you and start rewriting your love story the way you truly deserve.